Hey everybody, Steve Vigil here again with another video about rental properties. Been doing a number of videos about buying profitable rental properties and sharing with you how we buy our rental properties. We've been very blessed over the years to, finally figure it out and pick up a number of rental properties, a large amount of rental properties, and buying them in a profitable manner. Where we've got equity in these properties when we buy them. We're buying and paying attention to our rent ratios, all the things that we never did in the beginning, and all the things that mistakes we made. We've gotten through. We've been very fortunate to have some fantastic, wonderful coaches help us along the way. We've all had the School of Hard Knocks help us along the way, and now I want to be able to hopefully share some of this information with you and get you guys moving along, and maybe avoid some of the pitfalls that we've had in the past. And like I said, we've had great coaches help us, and we want to be able to share that information and help you guys as well. Always keeping in mind that just because we buy rental properties the way we do, it's not the only way out there to buy rental properties. And and I'm going to point that out when the time is right for that in different videos that we're doing. So let me go to screen share. And most of you guys have heard all the horror stories about rental properties. Well, I'm here to tell you that they're all true. There's a lot of horror stories when it comes to rental properties. Rental properties are not easy. We're dealing with tenants. We're dealing with repairs. We're dealing with taxes, insurance, all these things that go with owning rental properties. And probably one of the more difficult sides of that will be the tenant. And if you're not prepared for that, it can be a bit of a shock. And in the beginning, when I bought my rental properties, well, I was proud of those rental properties. I wanted my tenants to know that I own those rental properties. And it was a much later when I realized how stupid I was for thinking that way. And, because when you act that way, when you think that way, that tenant is going to come to you with every excuse, with every problem. And if you're not strong enough to say no, then they're going to run over you oftentimes. And that's, when you're in a mom and pop situation like I was in the beginning, that happened to me all the time. I got all the excuses. It became not a fun place to be. And so fortunately over time, I've been able to, put management in place. I have a manager now. And if I ever go out to a property, I'm just another manager. I've eliminated all those issues. But that came through the School of Hard Knocks and then getting some coaching saying, why are you doing that? So, there can be a lot of nightmares and a lot of horror stories in having rental properties. So you need to prepare yourself to know how to handle it the correct way before you get there. And then once you do that, then you can have some great success. Rental properties can be very good for you. So now that you know that, why would you want to own rental properties? Well, owning rental properties is the fastest way to build wealth. And we're in this to build wealth. We think of our rental properties as our avenue for building wealth. Most investors think of rental properties the wrong way. Most people are not taught to think of it as a wealth building tool. And rental properties is a wealth building tool. Most of the time we're taught to get that monthly cash flow. And I know I've talked about that on other videos, and I've got some other videos that we haven't done yet that we're going to be going into detail about why you shouldn't think of your rental properties on the cash flow basis. We always want to buy with equity. We want to have appreciation over time. We don't want to have pay down over time. That's how we're building that wealth. So important for us to think that and know that and keep that in our forefront of how we're thinking and continue to build our rental portfolio that way. You will have wonderful success if you can change your mindset to thinking that way. If you already think that way, then continue to think that way. Very powerful. Buying rental assets is the fastest way of building wealth with real estate. And I think of I don't call my rental properties. I think of my rental properties, they're my assets. I want to take care of my assets. I want to grow my assets. So that means I want to make sure that our properties are taken care of. I want to make sure we put the best tenants in that we can, because this is how we're going to build our wealth. And by taking care of those assets, you're going to get that appreciation. By taking care of your tenants, you're going to keep them in your properties longer, keeping you more profitable. Really, really important to think of it that way. I know a lot of people that just, don't even consider this stuff. They've never been taught this. They've never been told this. They're just thinking of it from a monthly cash flow situation. And oftentimes when you think that way, you get to the end of the year and you realize that you spent more money than you made. Ask me how I know. I did it for many years that way. So wealth building, rental properties, that's what you need to think about. So buying rental properties are not going to, this is another big misconception. People think that if I get 10 rental properties, that I can quit my job. Well, probably not. Buying rental properties is great, but they're not going to pay your monthly bills, not until you have a lot of them. And I've got other videos that explain that. We go into detail about why that doesn't work. So this is another big misconception, and I've seen people do it time and time again. They get 10 rental properties, they quit their job, a month and a half later, 2 months later, they're going back and trying to get their job back because rental properties aren't making it for them. They're not taught the right way. It's about building wealth, paying those things down. Now, if you have 10 properties paid off, you might be able to make it a little bit longer than a couple months, but you need a lot of properties to be able to use that profit at the end of the year to live off of. It takes a long time to get there. So you want to give that a lot of thought. That's a big misconception. Like I said, I see out there all the time. I have people ask me about that all the time. I see people buy a few rental properties and quit their jobs and think they're going to live a great life after that. A lot more to it than that. So giving you more education here, and hope I'm giving you some great education. Please give me some feedback. Let me know how things are going. Let me know how the videos are. Let me know if you have additional questions to these videos. I want to be able to answer the questions that anybody has and help give you the best guidance that I can with these videos. So make sure that you give us some feedback. Let us know. Give us a big thumbs up. Bring your friends to come and see these videos. Give more education to everybody else. We've got more videos coming your way. We've got a bunch of them that you can go check out that we've already done. But until then, have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.